His first book had been a hit. The second, not so much. And now he was stuck with his third manuscript, desperate to make ends meet. It had been ages since he could afford new paper, so he sold his typewriter. Instead, he was writing his novel on the backs of old invoices and whatever scraps he could find. He wasn't thrilled with it, but he sent a draft to his publisher anyway. When the publisher got the pages, he noticed some scribbled notes on the back, something about a father. But that wasn't what grabbed him. No, it was the rawness of it all. The sheer collapse. He'd never seen anything like it, not this real. Expired loans, copies of unpaid bills. It was like the manuscript had written itself. And when the author got a response, he was surprised. The publisher actually thought he was onto something and encouraged him to keep going. But life wasn't getting any easier. His last payday loan was long gone. He barely bought food anymore. Staying hydrated seemed more important. Empty beer cans piled up. When debt collectors came knocking, he locked himself in the bathroom. At some point, he wrote to the publisher asking for a small advance, just enough to stay afloat. The publisher was hooked. The latest pages were eerily precise. No filler, no fluff, just pure, gripping storytelling. He couldn't stop reading. He wrote back, politely saying, "This just keeps getting better and better." But the author had nothing left in him. He wasn't eating, barely drinking. For days and nights, he pushed himself to finish the manuscript. When the publisher got the final pages, he knew. This was it, the end. The author had included one last note. He couldn't go on anymore. His time was up. The publisher wrote a check, stuck it in an envelope with a note asking for a meeting to talk about the title, and sent it off to the author. After a week with no response, the publisher lost patience and drove over to the author's place. He knocked. No answer. Tried the door. It was unlocked. Stepping inside, he found the author lying lifeless on the couch, check still clutched in his hand. Carefully, he pried the check from the dead man's fingers, slipped out of the apartment, and quietly shut the door behind him. The publisher cruised through the city on his Vespa, humming to himself. The author was dead. Now that was a selling point. And best of all, he got to pick the title. After all, a man's got to make a living.